Before every great victory, there is silence. The silence of hesitation, of fear, of the mind that knows too much and acts too little. But within that silence, a voice rises, the voice of purpose. This audiobook is not just a retelling of the Bhagavad Gita. It's a call to arms for the modern warrior, the one who battles procrastination, doubt, and weakness, the warrior within. The Gita of action is not about faith, it's about fire. The fire that turns discipline into destiny and duty into freedom. Part 1, the battlefield of hesitation. Every morning, a silent war begins. Not outside, inside you. A war between what you know and what you do. Between the man you could be and the man you allow yourself to be. You've read, you've learned, you've planned. You say you're waiting for motivation, for the right moment. But tell me, has destiny ever waited for anyone? Every sunrise you waste, another part of your potential dies quietly. And the old you grow stronger. The truth is, you're not unmotivated. You're overinformed and undercommitted. You've turned knowledge into your hiding place. And every time you call it preparation, what you're really doing is delay. Centuries ago on the fields of Kurukshetra, Arjun stood exactly where you stand now, frozen, overwhelmed by thought. A warrior who knew every strategy, every virtue, but forgot one truth, that knowing is nothing without doing. And in that moment of paralysis, Krishna didn't tell him to meditate or retreat. He told him to fight. Because action, not emotion, reveals who you are. Because karma, not comfort, defines your destiny. Every person who ever changed their life had this same war inside them. The lazy voice whispering, "Not today," and the quiet fire saying, "Now or never." Krishna said, "Your right is to action, not to the fruit of action." Meaning, stop trying to calculate results before you've even begun. The universe rewards execution, not expectation. I've seen men read 10,000 quotes on discipline, but still break at the first sting of discomfort. I've seen people chase inspiration every morning like beggars chasing sunlight, when what they really needed was a sword, not a sermon. Motivation fades, duty remains. So the question isn't, when will I feel ready? The question is, when will I stop lying to myself that I need to feel ready? Because readiness is a myth, and hesitation is a thief that robs you while you call it logic. In the Gita, Krishna didn't promise Arjun victory. He promised him clarity, that when you stop chasing the result and start honoring the process, you become unstoppable. And that's where your battlefield truly begins. Not when you face your enemies, but when you face your own excuses. So here's the truth most will never tell you. If you're waiting to feel motivated, you'll die waiting. Motivation is momentary, discipline is divine. Today, as you listen to this, you are standing on your own Kurukshetra. You can either retreat or raise your inner weapon and say, "I will fight, even if I tremble, even if I fail, even if no one watches." Because that's what it means to be a Karma Yogi, to act without craving, to fight without fear, to rise without applause. Every time you act when your mind screams, "Stop," you win a battle no one will ever see. And that, my friend, is where the real war is fought and won. Part 2, the fire of duty. Most people think the hardest battle is outside. It's not. The hardest battle is between the comfort of the body and the command of the soul. You've probably felt it, that voice that whispers, "Rest. You deserve it. You've done enough." And for a moment, it sounds reasonable. But listen closely. That voice is not peace. It's surrender disguised as self-care. Because the truth is, the path of a warrior will never feel comfortable. It's not meant to. It's meant to forge you. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna didn't say, "Arjun, feel inspired and then fight." He said, "Perform your duty even if it feels like fire." That's Karma Yoga, doing what must be done without begging for comfort or reward. When your body aches, when your mind screams to stop, that's not a sign of weakness. That's the sound of the old you dying. And make no mistake, every rebirth demands a death. The death of laziness, the death of excuses, and the death of the identity that says, "Maybe tomorrow." I remember a line from the Gita that burned into me. He who controls his senses but remains engaged in action with a disciplined mind is superior. That's it. Control, discipline, action, not emotion, not temporary hype. Because discipline is devotion. Every rep, every early morning, every act of persistence, that is your prayer. That is your worship. You think temples are built of stone? They're built inside your character. Every time you choose duty over comfort, you see the body's language is desire, but the soul's language is duty. And the bridge between them is pain. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your purification. It's the sacred fire where weakness burns away and willpower takes shape. When you stay in that fire long enough, something magical happens. Your actions stop being forced. They become natural. You stop trying to be consistent. You simply are consistent. Because what once felt like effort becomes your nature. That's the moment when the Karma Yogi is born. Not when he wins a war, but when he no longer needs motivation to fight one. There's a verse I carry with me always. Better one's own duty imperfectly done than another's duty perfectly performed. That means stop looking sideways. Your fight is yours alone. Maybe you're not perfect yet. Good. That's proof you're still in the arena. Krishna didn't ask Arjun to become divine overnight. He asked him to show up. That's it. Show up, fight, repeat. And through repetition, revelation arrives. So burn your comfort, break your delay, bleed if you must, but act. Because action is the only proof of faith. When you act in alignment with your dharma, every strike of your effort echoes through the unseen universe. You become the hand of creation itself. No one may see it, no one may praise it, but somewhere, in the silence between your heartbeat and your breath, Krishna smiles, because he knows another warrior has awakened. Part 3, the becoming. There comes a point in every warrior's journey when the question changes. It's no longer, how do I do this? It becomes, who am I if I don't? That's the transformation. That's the becoming. When Arjun finally lifted his bow again, he wasn't motivated. He was clarified. He understood that his battle wasn't about victory. It was about becoming one with his duty. And that's the mark of a true Karma Yogi. The one who no longer performs action, but embodies it. Because once you stop negotiating with your purpose, your energy stops leaking, your doubt dies quietly, and your life starts to move with divine momentum. You stop saying, I have to do this. You start saying, this is who I am. A warrior doesn't decide to fight every day. He fights because he cannot imagine being anything else. His discipline becomes his nature, his silence becomes his sermon, his consistency becomes his karma. And that's what Krishna meant all along. When he said, surrender all actions to me without selfish attachment, he wasn't telling Arjun to abandon effort. He was teaching him to let go of the illusion of control, to act not as the doer, but as the instrument, to realize I don't move the world moves through me. That's the highest state of Karma Yoga. Action so pure, so aligned, that it no longer feels like a burden, it feels like breathing. So look at your life now, the plans, the goals, the endless overthinking. Ask yourself, if you never felt motivation again, would you still move? Would you still fight? Would you still rise at dawn to serve your dharma? Because the Karma Yogi doesn't chase mood, he honors movement. He doesn't pray for results, he becomes the cause of results. He doesn't crave peace, he creates it through relentless action. That's the fire you were born to carry. That's your inner Kurukshetra, and it's waiting. So rise, warrior. Rise for every time you said tomorrow. Rise for every battle you left unfinished. Rise for every version of you that gave up when things got hard. The world doesn't remember the thinker. It remembers the one who did. Every step you take in discipline, every act you repeat in silence, every failure you face without flinching, these are not small acts. These are holy acts. You are building your temple through them. And when you stand there, breath heavy, hands shaking, but you still move forward, that's not willpower anymore. That's faith in motion. That's you becoming unstoppable. Remember this truth. The Karma Yogi doesn't wait for miracles. he becomes one. Because when you perform your duty without attachment, life itself begins to conspire in your favor. Destiny bends toward discipline. The universe honors those who act. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop praying for strength. Be the strength. The time isn't coming, the time is now, and the battlefield is you. Subscribe only if you're ready to stop watching and start fighting your own Kurukshetra. Because warriors don't wait, they act.